Hello students, good afternoon. I am Dr. Smriti Rekha and I welcome you all to eTuition. eTuition, education for better tomorrow. It's a digital learning platform for Odia and English medium student which is developed in Odisha. If you believe in quality education, then you are in the right platform. So what are you waiting for? Please download the eTuition app and enroll yourself. Okay, my children? Okay, first you tell me, have you gone through the videos of real number? If you have not gone through, I have given the link for all the videos of the real number so far that has been discussed in this platform. Okay, students, so please go through that video. Now, without wasting further time, let us start today's class. So, today we are going to discuss the topic of rational number and their decimal expansion. So here why I have written revisiting rational number and their decimal expansion, that is because you are already uh, acquainted with the term decimal expansion of rational number in your class 9th. Correct, students? So, here something extra will be added to that what you have studied in your previous standard. And you can see the link here. So, this link is the link for the previous record. But for all the videos, you can go to the description. There you will find out all the videos related to real numbers. So, please watch that so that all the previous concept will be clear for you. So shall we start the today's topic? Okay. So in your class 9, you might have explored how the rational number is classified when it is being converted into decimal. So when it is when it was getting terminated, so you were telling that it is terminating decimal, and sometime it was non-terminating or recurring or repeating decimal. So we have just understood the concept that rational number is being classified into two types. One is terminating decimal and another one is non-terminating or non-terminating, recurring or repeating decimal. So here in class 10 we will explore that without doing any long division method, how you can find out that the given rational number is terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal. So it will be clear when we will take up some of the examples. Okay, so I have taken the examples from your book only. Okay, so let us consider the following rational numbers. So you know that. So suppose the bit 1 I will take first. So you have the number 0.375. It is very simple. When you convert this decimal number into the fraction, it will be equal to 375 divided by 1000, because you have three numbers after the decimal point. Now, can you correlate? Is it a rational number or not? It's a rational number because it is in the form of P by Q. It is in the form of P by Q. Always rational number is in the form of P by Q and Q is not equal to 0. This concept you don't forget at all. So basically now you have converted this decimal into a fraction or a actual form of rational number, that is in form of P by Q. Now what shall we do next? Now what we will do is we will try to write the numerator and the denominator in terms of its prime factors. So hope you know how to find out the prime factor. So I will do one for you, and rest all you try to do on your own. So when it is 375, so always it should be in ascending order. It is not divisible by 2. Let us try with 3. Because the summation is 15, so it is divisible by 3. So you divide by 3 and you will get 1. Here 1. Then you have 2 6, and you have 125. Correct or not? It is 125. Then you take 5, and here you will get 25, and then take 5, and you will get 5. So can we write 375 like this? It is 3 into 5 to the power 3. Correct or not? Correct. So just by prime factorization you have expressed 375 in terms of its prime factor, that is equal to 3 into 5 to the power 3. Similarly, you have to write down for 1000. So let me find out for 1000 here. So 1000, it is divisible by 2. I will divide by 2, then I will take 500 divided by 2, then becomes 250, then divided by 2, then 125, 5, 25, 5 and 5. So what are you getting here? That is equal to 2 to the power 3 into 5 into the power 3. Correct or not? So when the numerator and denominator it will be expressed in terms of its prime factors, the answer will be 3 into 5 to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 3. Correct or not? So now you can just discard the common factors and bring it to the least form. So you will get 3 to the power 2 to the power 3. 3 divided by 2 to the power 3. करेक्ट और नॉट? सो होप दिस इज क्लियर फॉर यू. तो हमने इसमें क्या किया है, बस न्यूमरेटर को प्राइम उसके प्राइम फैक्टर्स के हिसाब से लिख लिया है, और डिनोमिनेटर को उसके प्राइम फैक्टर्स के हिसाब से लिख लिया है. जो कॉमन फैक्टर है उसको आपस में डिस्कार्ड करके उसके बाद उसको जो लिस्ट फॉर्म में लेके लेके वो एक्सप्रेशन को लिख लिया है. करेक्ट? सो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव डन here. So you have obtained like this. Now let us consider the second bit. Okay. So in the second bit, your decimal is 0.104. So 104. So you have again three numbers after the decimal. So I will write 104 divided by 1000. Correct or not? So now again 104 we have to find out. 104 fraction 2, and here comes your 104. If you divide, it is equal to 52, right? Again divided by 2, then it becomes 26. Again divided by 2, then it becomes 13. So your prime factors will be 2 to the power 3 into 13. Correct or not? 2 to the power 3 into 13. And for 1000 already we have obtained in the previous example. So we will just take it. Otherwise you can write, there is another way also how it is, like 1000 we know it is 10 to the power 3, right? So at the top already we have obtained, we will write 2 to the power 3 into 13. Okay, so I thought I should show you this method also. 1000 is equal to 10 to the power 3, correct? So 2 to the power 3 into 13. So अभी 10 क्या है, 2 into 5 है ना. So what I will write, instead of 10 I can write 2 into 5 to the power 3, which is nothing but equal to 2 to the power 3 into 13 divided by 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 3. 5 to the power 3. So what will be the answer here? So answer is 13 divided by 5 to the power 3. Correct or not? 13 divided by 5 to the power 3. Now let us consider the next question where you have decimal as 0.0875. Let us go for that. 0.0875. So you have the decimal as 0.0875. So you have how many numbers after the decimal? You have four numbers after the decimal. So what you will write? So you will write 875 divided by how many zeros? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4 after the 1. So 10 to the power 4. So now I will find out the prime factors of 875. So 875, let me check whether it is divisible by 3 or not. No, it is not divisible by 3. So I will divide by 5. So if you divide by 5, it is, so here you get 1 and here you get 7 and you get 5, correct. Then again you divide by 5. So if you divide by 5, you get 3. So 3 to 5, okay, 35. Again you divide by 5, you get 7 over there. So your prime factor is 5 to the power 3 into 7, correct or not? So I will write the same here, that is 5 to the power 3 into 7. Now what I am supposed to do? In the previous example we have done, right? What is that? So I am going to write 10 as 2 into 5 to the power 4. Correct, children? So now what I will do? So it is 5 to the power 3 into 7 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4. So what next we have to do? We have to just discard the common factors and bring it to the list. After discarding the common factor, we have to bring it to the list form. Okay, so what you will get? So here 5 to the power 3 is there, here 5 to the power 4 is there. So you will get 7 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5, correct. So my dear children, now we have taken three fractions, right? So let me show you. So we have taken three fractions, so the decimals, so that is 0.375, 0.104, and we have tried to convert it into the fraction form or rational number. So now can you observe a particular pattern? Like for example, in 0.375, when it is converted to rational number, it is 3 to the, divided by 2 to the power 3. Similarly, when it is 0.104, it is 13 divided by 5 to the power 3. Okay, similarly in this case, that is 0.875, it is 7 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5. So could you observe anything similar in this? So what you have obtained, that the decimal which you have considered, so in these decimals, in the denominator, when it is converted into rational number, the denominator is of the form either 2 to the power, uh, either it is in the form of like the power of 2 or power of 5 or combination of both of them. So either you have a power 2 to the power, like in the first example it is 2 to the power 3, right? So in the second example you have 5, the denominator in terms of 5, and in the third time it's a combination of 2 and 5. So you can generalize it like in all these kind of decimal which we have considered, your denominator is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. So now n can be, where n and m are integers, so n can be 0 also. Okay, so all this decimal expansion, when it is converted, your denominator is of the form 2 to the power n and 5 to the power m. That means denominator has a factor of either 2 or 5 or both of them together. So when this is the case, then we consider it as a, what kind of decimal? It is terminating decimal. It is terminating decimal. So children, whenever uh, this kind of problem comes where without going for any long division method, you have to tell that the whether the rational number is terminating or non-terminating, you have to check with the denominator, that is q, whether q can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m or not. If it is possible to express it in form of 2 to the power n and 5 into 5 to the power m, so then definitely it is a terminating decimal expansion. Correct? So, by taking all this observation, we can conclude that let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates, then x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. So whatever I have just told you by taking some example, this is the statement for that. Now let us check the same answer in the other way round. What is the other way round? Now we will start with the fraction and we will try to convert it into decimal number, and we will check whether it is terminating or non-terminating. So let us start. So it is 3 by 8. So if you remember so it is just the other way round. So if you remember in the previous example, we have obtained 3 divided by 2 to the power 3, right? So now we are going to convert it into decimal. So how we are going to do it? So basically you have 3 divided by 8. If I want to write, it is 2 to the power 3, right? So to convert it into decimal, I want 10 in the denominator. So what should be multiplied to 2 to get 10? It is 5. So because there is a power of 3, so definitely there will be a power of 3 in 5 also. So what you will do is you will multiply 5 to the power 3 in the denominator. Because you are multiplying 5 to the power 3 in the denominator, you need to multiply 5 to the power 3 in the numerator also. Correct or not? Now what are you are obtaining? So that is equal to, so now at the bottom you have got 2 into 5 to the power 3. And what about your 3 into 5 to the power 3? That is nothing but equal to 375. That is 375 divided by 10 to the power 3. That is equal to 375 divided by 1000, and the answer is 0.375, which is a terminating decimal expansion. Correct or not? Now let us consider the second bit. So this is also the answer, final answer you have obtained in second bit of your previous example. Correct or not? So now 13 by 125. So I will write in this form. Now you have 125. 125 can be expressed in form of 5 to the power 3. What needs to be multiplied with 5? 5 के साथ क्या मल्टीप्लाई करने से 10 होता है? 2 मल्टीप्लाई करने से 10 होता है. अभी 5 का पावर अगर 3 है, तुम्हें अभी 2 का पावर भी 3 लेना होगा. सिंपल. So 13 divided by 5 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3, and in the numerator also you have to multiply the same. So you have 13 into 8 divided by 10 to the power 3, and that is equal to is equal to 104 divided by 1000, and the answer is 0.104. Correct, children? Now let us take the last example. So you have 7 by 80. Now 7 by 80, you can write it as, so 7 by 80 is nothing but equal to 16 into 5. Correct or not? So that is equal to 7 divided by 16. अभी क्या है? 16 को अगर 2 के फैक्टर के हिसाब से लिखो तो तुम क्या लिख सकते हो? 2 to the power 4 into 5. ओके, 2 to the power 4 into 5. सो अभी 10 लाने के लिए, बराबर 10 लाने के लिए तुम्हें क्या करना पड़ेगा? एक्स्ट्रा एक 5 to the power 3 मल्टीप्लाई करने से इधर 10 to the power 4 हो जाएगा. सो what you need to do, you have to see balance the power of 2 and 5 so that you can get denominator as 10. Okay, so because when you get denominator as 10, it becomes easier to get the decimal, right? So what I will do, I will write 7 into 5 to the power 3 divided by 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 5 to the power 5 to the power 4. Correct or not? 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4. So how much you are getting? So you are getting here 10 to the power 4. Okay, 7 into 5 to the power 3. What's the answer? It is 875. And what you are obtaining? It is 0.875. So in the other way round also, when you are starting from a rational number, you are getting a terminating decimal expansion. So with this example, what you can conclude is, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is the form 2 to the power n to 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers, then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Correct? So, सौ बात की एक बार, जब q को 2 to the power n और 5 to the power m के हिसाब से तुम एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हो, उसका टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपांसन हो जाएगा. Correct? So now let us discuss about non-terminating recurring decimal expansion. So for this, I will take up one example of 1 by 7, which was there in your 9th standard also, I believe. So I will take, suppose, 1 and I will divide by 7. So basically I am finding out the value of 1 by 7. I am finding out the value of 1 by 7. So 1, here 0. So there comes one decimal point. 1, 7, you get 3. So there comes 30. Then 4, so 3 is the remainder here. So then 28, then 2 is the remainder here. Then comes 2, then 2, 7 into 2 is 14. Then 6 is the remainder here. Then comes 60. So 60 means 7 into 8 will come. So 56. So 4 is the remainder here. Again 40. So 5. So 35. 5 is the remainder here. Again 7. 49. Then 1 is the remainder here. Again comes your 0. And again the repeating number 1 came here. So here comes the remainder 3 again. Correct? So what you can observe is here the remainders, like, so your remainders are repeating. How? So it is 3, 2, 6, 4, 5, 1. After 1, again it is 3, then it will be 2 definitely, then 6, followed by 4, 5, 1 and 3, 1, again it will start with. So you can see that from number 3, 2, 6, 4, 5, 1, remember it is going to be repeated. It is going to be repeated. So your 1 by 7 will be equal to a non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. And if you want to, so how many numbers are getting repeated? 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. So this many numbers is going to be repeated. And one more observation you can find out. Can you find out 7 in terms of, can it be expressed? It be expressed in form of, can it be expressed in form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m? Definitely not, because 7 is a prime number. So it cannot, so that means q cannot be expressed in form of, in form of 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m. Correct or not? So in this case, the rational number will have non-terminating and recurring expansion. Correct, children? So what you can conclude is, let x is equal to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is not of the form 2 to the power n into 5 to the power m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating, repeating or recurring. From this discussion above, we can conclude that the decimal expansion of every rational number is either terminating or non-terminating, repeating. Okay, children. So this was the small concept which was left uh, for real number. So with this, all the concept that is included in your syllabus related to real number is completed. So in the next class, we will be solving the last exercise of your real number, that is exercise 1.4. So please go through the concept once again, so that you will understand in a better way. Thank you, children, for your patient hearing. Please follow us in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and don't forget to download the app and enroll yourself so that you can interact with us when live class will start. Also, if you have any doubt, please put it in the comment section. I will definitely get back to you. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe the channel. Bye bye children. Take care.